Hey, Gabe. What's up, Caden? Let's see if we get a few people on here. Hey, Kenneth. Hey, Daryl. What's up? I had an interesting day. I wanted to share my opinions on a couple things, kind of impromptu. Hey, Corey. Hey, Roger. Wanted to, I guess, outline some things that are happening that maybe some people should think about. Hey, Frank. Hey, Thomas. How you doing, buddy? Okay, we got a couple people on here. So NPRC committee. Hey, Saad. Nice to see you, buddy. They're gonna vote in, I think, a few people, or I'm not sure how they're gonna do that, but whoever those people are that are gonna join that committee, try and take it easy on those people. They've gone through, I know the originals have gone through hell to generate the rules that we have today, and we have some awesome classes, and people have worked really hard to generate the rules we have, and there should be a level of respect to those people. They're not trying to hurt anybody or slight anybody. They're just trying to make the best they can for rules so that we can all have fun. So I'm looking forward to see who joins that committee or who gets voted into that to continue on the growth of this. So whoever those people are going to take on quite a bit. There's a lot of they take a lot of shit. So I just wanted to say before people get voted in to take it easy on those people, because they're not paid. They do that just the passion for this. So think about that when you're posting something negative about them before you do. So straight line. There's a couple of things that happened today that are on my mind, and I wanted to just throw it out there, what's on my mind. When I was at Straight Line, it was an awesome race, but one of the things that I realized is there wasn't one new person that came up to me to ask me questions about Outlaw. It was all and that's the honest to God truth. There were some questions on Real Street and Box Stock, and there was some of those type of questions, but I had nobody come up asking questions that they're getting into Outlaw. And I had conversations today. It kind of came up in my mind of I just realized that, and I had a text message back and forth with a OG racer, and one of the comments was it's the same people traveling around. We shouldn't change any of the rules. Everything's great. And I know what he meant, where we've all figured it out, but he also said something that meant a lot, where it is the same people traveling around and there isn't anybody new, and that's not healthy. And to think that there's not a problem with the starting line is false. And it's not to take away from anybody or any manufacturer or any team, but if we don't figure out how to solve the sauce issue, and yes, we have an issue, there won't be anybody new, or the growth will be very small. And I don't want to see that, and I don't want people to, you have groups of people. You got a group, you got groups out there that want to see this fail, right? And they're just kind of trolls on Facebook, and they don't show up to any races, and they can really contribute. They just want to sit back and poke fun. And there's always that group, right? And you have to weed through that. And then you have people that not necessarily money grab, but have the advantage, and they're going to sit on that advantage and try and dominate. And there's nothing wrong with that. Then there's people that share a lot. I try to be some of the, on that side of things where I share what I figure out, as long as it's mine to share and I'm not giving up somebody else's information. And some people have figured out this sauce, but I look at somebody coming in brand new. There's no way they're going to figure this out without some sort of help. And so people don't come in new. And I understand that, Bill. What I'm trying to say is that we can't sugarcoat that this is outlaw and anything goes. We do have an issue that we got to try and figure out, and it isn't outlaw anything goes, and it isn't, it's easy to figure out. It is difficult. It's complicated. People have figured it out. But when you don't figure it out, it costs you hundreds of dollars to test, to burn up ESCs or break parts or wreck cars to try and figure it out. It's not inherent to grow this class. I want to see the class grow. So I was driving home today and I just thought about that. Like, there's teams and there's definitely people that have figured it out and do very well. But to have a healthy class, there has to be new people coming into it. There has to be exciting races that you can watch. The last race, the guy stripped out a spur gear, broke the rim, and the other guy had a good run, and that was the win. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see races like that. I want to see two people super close within a couple thousandths going as fast as they can possibly go. So it has to be exciting races. It has to be, you have to have the ability to get new people into it and not have this super complex freaking get through the sauce without burning out your speed control and then 15 different prep layers of, whatever. It's just not going to grow with that. And I just didn't want to sugarcoat it the way some people do that, where they're like, it's easy and we figured it out, or it's outlaw and anything goes, or it's just the same people traveling around. Those are all big problems people are talking about. Like, it shouldn't be like that. It should be, I'm making more power than you, my tune's better than you, my equipment's better, or I that should be the race, and you beat me by a half a second. It's not like I blew the rim up, or I blew the gut dog bone out of the thing, or my speed control caught on fire because I can't get out of the sauce. So there was somebody that I respect today that I had a conversation with, and I don't think he knew when he said it's the same people traveling around. That struck a chord with me. Like, yeah, man, there's the same people traveling around, and there's nobody new. It's the first time in a race nobody new has asked me any questions about anything. It's a red flag, and I don't want to take anything away from prep companies. I had a tire manufacturer get upset with me, like, oh, we're going to change the rules now because I'm winning. And no, congratulations, Cyril, you won, and that's awesome. And I congratulated you. It's great. But if you don't recognize that there's a problem, you're not going to have anybody to sell tires to. I mean, I don't know how far it has to get to a problem for people to realize that it's a problem. And so I'm on here now kind of on my soapbox saying there's a fucking problem, and we got to work together to figure it out, and tune out the negative people that just say it's outlaw, and tune out the people that want to see it fail, and the core group that care about this class figure this out, and the manufacturers, whether it's Zuccarello makes a different sauce, or the track organizer tries different rules. I heard criticism on Scotty trying different things. He's trying to figure it out. He recognizes there's a problem. Other race organizers recognize there's a problem and are trying to figure it out. And they get criticized for it, and it's not right. They're trying to solve our problem that we've generated on being too good at generating sauce. So yeah, it was kind of a frustrating day. I know this video is impromptu and it's probably not going to solve anything, but I at least wanted to throw my opinion out there that as loud as I can, I want to say there is a problem and we got to try it, whether it's no heat or single coat or something. If you ignore it and no new people come in, then we're going to lose what we got. And everybody will go try a tire, which is cool too. I'm having a blast with Real Street. Why do you think Real Street is so popular right now? Step back. The people that don't think that there's a problem, or that want a money grab, and just, why do you think that the Real Street class is taking off like leaps and bounds? It's because the main problem with Outlaw is not in that class. And I want to run Outlaw. I want to go as fast as I can go, and I want to have people to race against. So I just wanted to give my opinion and set the record straight on what's going on, because it's not the Facebook, it's never realistic anyway, but it's not realistic on what's happening. And the last race was won because one guy blew up his drivetrain and the other guy made a really solid pass. So it was a great win. I'm not taking anything away from the win. The guy just blasted down the track. It was an unbelievable run. One of the fastest runs of the day, I believe. But yeah, I shouldn't have to pull the trigger and hope the car goes down the track, and if it doesn't, it blows up. Like it's not sustainable. I used that in a message earlier, but that's not sustainable. And for professional people, like the top of the class people, they're going to look at me and go, that's bullshit, right? A lot of them will. But take a guy that's just getting in, that has their box stock, car with a 12-year-old kid, and they want to go run Outlaw. How's that even possible? How are they going to do that without some sort of help, paying somebody to help them figure out how to do it, or breaking thousands of dollars worth of equipment to figure it out? We don't want that situation. So it's just my frustration, I guess. So I wanted to voice my opinion. Just a quick, I appreciate everybody jumping on here. I was going to make a video today, but after hearing some of the things that happened today, I was like, I think people have a skewed sense of reality when you see these races and the starting line and what happens and people breaking. And, as a team, we talk about, we used to talk about, okay, what tire's going to make more mile an hour, what body's more aero, or what this or that. And as a team, we're like, what's the best way to get out of the sauce, on this one? And that's a topic of conversation on almost every big race. And it shouldn't be whoever gets out of the sauce hardest wins the race, And there was another team that that at Straight Line was going to stay after and test 7 different sauces to try and get through the prep the best. And is that the type of racing we want? I don't think so. I liked it when it was how much horsepower are you making, or what tire are you running that's more efficient, or does the wing put more downforce in it, or is my tune better? I like that racing, and I think a lot of people like that racing. The racing where there's some sort of chemical release of the sauce, or a mechanical drop of the car, or some mechanism to get out of the sauce in the starting line. The race sucks. We got to figure this out, or it's hurting us. And Real Street's going to take over, which is okay too, right? But I want to see Outlaw continue to grow. So for the people, I'll end it with this. For the people that try and solve a problem, whether it's a popsicle stick, or they're trying something at a race or an event that maybe you don't agree with, at least they're making an effort. They see a problem that they're trying to solve it. And it might not be the right problem, or it might not be the right way, but they're making an effort to try and solve it. And as we go through this and try different things, eventually we'll find something that everybody jumps on board with, and we'll solve it. But until then, we got to keep coming up with ideas, and we got to try and figure out how to solve it. I think the next race with Yulbrick, where he has a regulated sauce and a couple coats, it's a step in the right direction. It could solve a lot of it, but it's good that it's a different way to try it. Scotty was going to do no heat. He changed to heat, but I think the no heat thing would be good to try too. But don't kid yourself that there's not a problem and things shouldn't change. It'll shrink right now if we don't figure it out, and everybody will move to Real Street, which is okay if that's where we want to go. But I just want to jump on here and just say that don't kid yourself that there's not a sauce problem, or that it's easy to figure out, or that that there's not an issue, because there is. and take it easy on the people trying to figure it out. Be open to different ideas. It's not an attack on any type of product or team or anything. I know how to get out of the sauce pretty dang good. So does 5 Star. It's not that I want to change for any benefit that's for me. I want to see it be fixed so that when I go to travel for races, and the people that do travel race against hundreds of people, not the same 40 people that travel around all over the place. So it's got to be a condition that new people can come into and figure it out without burning up thousands of dollars worth of stuff. And it's got to be a condition that's fun to watch, where it's a close race and it's not who's going to get out of the sauce. That's our end goal. I'm confident of that. Tyler, yes. And it's stopping a lot of people from traveling. I watched Tyler. I'm going to use you as an example. I watched you take your car that you killed it in Vegas with second qualifier, and I watched you spin like crazy out of a cold sauce line, and break the car, and then you turned it down a little bit, which is a good thing to do, and then you burned out speed control in it this weekend, and it's like, man, there's $400 that you just broke out of that car. That's not fun. And you're an experienced guy. There's nothing against you, right? I would have done the same changes and tried the same thing and had the same result. And it's not knowledge. It's not one guy better than another. It's just the condition that we're in now needs to change. And it's not pro or against any product. It's not anything like that. It's just, we need a healthy condition to race. That'll be healthy for everybody. Whether, somebody gets mad at me thinking that I'm trying to get an advantage on something. No, it shouldn't take us getting down to 40 of us racing each other to figure out that there's a problem. I'm trying to yell at that there's a problem now so we can fix it. And it's obvious there's a problem. But today, watching some texts with people, some experienced longtime people that don't see it as a problem, is bad. So I'm going to drill it home that yes, there's a problem. No matter what anybody says, I travel to a lot of these. There's a problem. Let's figure it out. And for people trying to figure it out, don't give them grief. Don't say that it's outlaw, anything goes. That type of person that says that, I think wants everybody to fail except for them. And no offense against anybody, but that's not a comment that will help us solve it. So that's me standing on my soapbox tonight. I'm sure my messenger's going to blow up now, but I just had to say what's on my mind today because it's important for me that I get that message drilled out there as far as I can, that let's try and figure this out, because there is a problem. No matter what anybody says, there is a friggin' problem. All right. You guys have a good night.